Oh my word. So y'all probably hear the washer because I hear it. Now I'm fine. I sure hear it though now on this video. Hello, hello. I'm trying to see how you can edit. I don't think you can edit this video. I don't think you can. Alrighty. Hello, hello. It is so late. So if you just happen to scroll on this video, so awesome. And if it's in the morning, you get up and you watch it, fantastic. Fantastic as well. So I am trying to add like my Thrive Tribe members on here. I don't know how to do that on my laptop. Oh my word. Let me leave well enough alone. Guess I'll just add them in the comments. I don't know how to do that. So just add people in the comments. Alrighty. It's late. Just want to share. I was trying to do a Thrive Tribe, but I don't know how to do that though. So we're gonna work it here. So y'all know I do not get on live this late unless I am led to get on live this late. And yeah, so I ask if you are watching. We're going to talk about low-level conversations and going into a hush season. And if you know any great person and a great woman, a guy that you think, it doesn't matter. You know that I do know that I kind of always tailor my lives to women. But, of course, this is just information that can help anyone. But I would appreciate it if you would tag their names and or share. That would be really great. And we're going to get to, I just want to share with you what God has placed on my heart and just about low-level conversations and hope that, you know, you will glean from that. I know it's for someone because, again, it is past 9 o'clock and I am here. So we're going to talk about it. And then you all can go to bed. And I hope everyone had a fantastic day. All right, I am trying to tag Thrive Tribe. So while I'm doing that, if you are interested in knowing what the Thrive Tribe is, God led me to start the Thrive Tribe. Actually, oh my word, I need to do something like celebratory. So it's been 1 year now. And this past January, honestly inspired by a member of the Thrive Tribe who was basically like, hey, you always provide good content. Why don't you do that, on a consistent basis? And so all that led to having a subscription-based platform for a very, 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 literally very low rate. Right now it's $1.99 a month. And each month, I share inspirational content from women who strive to thrive in faith, family, and purpose. And every month we have a particular challenge. This month our challenge is no careless conversation. That we are rising above low-level conversation that's always leading to negative things, gossiping and self-doubt. Stagnation. We're getting rid of low-level conversations, and actually it's not even for the month. the whole point of this month is to be our training ground that will help us get to the place where we just thrive in the consistent manner of an everyday of having high level conversations, having conversations that reflect who we are as kingdom women, who we are as great women, who we are as leaders and movers and shakers in our community, in our business, right? All those things, right? Our conversation is wealth, and it should reflect that as well. And so that's the purpose of this challenge. And if you would like to join, I'm trying to add the Thrive Tribe people. Oh my word, I can't even do it. And if you would like to join, let me do this right now. I'm going to put in the chat. It's shanquettacunningham.com/thrive. And okay, so the December challenge is still up there. It was a gratitude challenge. That's going to be changed, y'all. Getting back in the groove. But you will receive the emails. We are right at the early stages of no careless conversations. I mean, we are on guard about what comes out of our mouth. We know that the Word of God tells us that life and death is in the power of the tongue. Also, it's not only about what we are saying within ourselves, but it's also what we are saying to others. Because I want you to think about this for those that are watching right now. When something happens, do people believe that they can call you first? And when I mean the something, like if there's some mess or gossip going on, are you someone's first phone call? You have to think about that. I'm glad now that when people call me, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, because with my, family, like my sister or like two friends, literally just two of them, because I can't engage like that with everyone. I might entertain some conversations. And me and my sister, we cut all the way up. That's a little different though. But I'm glad that when most people, honestly, that know me, they call like, hey, I know you may not want to hear this, so you just let me know and stop me. I'm actually glad that people have that respect about me, because that means they're saying, like, I know you really don't do the foolery, so let me just tiptoe and see if you want to engage in this conversation. And that's a standard for me that I want to keep. So what do you think that you're the number one phone call when something goes wrong, something's messy happening, there's some gossip going on, someone's downfall, and you're on the top 3 for somebody to call? Like, it's time for us to think about that. Oh, I hear myself. I am continuing trying to Thrive Tribe. I should have just sent out an email and just was like, hey Tribe, I am on. Because how am I going to take like 50 people? And I am really trying to see. That's what I need to get. Yeah. Okay. So if you all happen to see this and like, oh, she's texting people, I'm in the Thrive Tribe. Yeah, charge it to my head and not my heart. Because I am really trying to remember the people that are on here. And I know there's some people that's in the Thrive Tribe. I'm not even connected with on Facebook. But we're going to make it work. We're gonna make it work. I want my tribe on here. And if you're part of the Thrive Tribe and watching, make sure to let me know. Who else? Oh my word. I'm trying to remember. And then we're going to finish on taking a moment of privilege here to get this out to my team. Okay. Alright, but again, if you're interested in the Thrive Tribe and in joining this challenge and getting on, right now we're talking about no careless conversations. And I'm going to get really into the meat of this in a few seconds. Let me see. I am trying to remember, y'all, but please, I'm trying to remember. See, that's why I should have just sent an email. It would have been so much easier. Oh, yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So let's get back to some content. Okay. So a part of thriving, again, a part of thriving is being careful in what we speak, right? Oh, my sister's on here. Hey, girl, don't tell them how we act up though. Don't say it. Okay, so I can see the comments. Y'all know I don't do I don't see the same comments on the phone that I do on here. So if you all say something, I'm not trying to ignore. I got to get this all the way together, y'all. I should be more experienced in operating this computer and this laptop, this, with live. I should definitely be more experienced. Okay. Yep. Okay. Anyways, what was I doing? Oh, hey, Sister Kesey. Yay. Okay. So we're talking about when it's time to hush. No more low-level conversations. I kind of forgot what I named this because I knew I didn't name it the challenge. It's time to hush. No more low-level conversations. All right, let's dive into it. Okay, so I first heard the term low-level conversations from my business coach. And there was a 5-day challenge, and a part of that was being careful what we speak about our businesses. And also, her name is Dunny Wiggins, and she's also the co-host of the Social Proof podcast, which is a podcast for entrepreneurs, and she hosted with David. I forgot his last name, but I know he has the apparel line, like a millionaire, Sleep is for Suckers, all that good stuff, all that good jazz. And she was basically, in a nutshell, just charging us to be careful and how we even wake up, that we basically need to be speaking as a CEO. And CEOs have high-level conversations, which are first started with high-level thinking. And other people would probably consider it arrogant or conceited, but you don't get to certain levels to be CEOs, to be serial entrepreneurs, to be at a certain level of acumen in the business space and whatever space that you hold, without having certain thoughts about yourself which reflects your actions. So we are charged, and I'm charging you now, that it's time for us as women and as kingdom women to have high level conversations. It's time for us to really hush. And what I mean by hush is that people, you've heard this before, right? That you're the reflection of the top 5 people in your circle. I also will add to this that what you've manifested, it's also because of the conversations that you've had with the top 5 people in your circle. If you are connected to me, I am so unapologetic about it. And I know some people probably get tired of it, and if people that's close to me get tired of it, they'll let me know they're strong. But I am a pusher. Like I am the ultimate encourager. It's a part of my calling that I am called to advocate not only for things in the community and social issues. I also know that I am called to push people and help advocate a gift that's inside of you. Like, hey, you need to bring this on out. It's what I do. You can give me, I'm not the friend, right, that you can come and say, hey, I have this business idea. I'm the one that says, how many conversations are we going to have? You need to go ahead and launch it. Here's some resources. You need to do it. You won't have like, oh yeah, I think you need to have this 3-year plan. I'm like the lead person. And I'm unapologetic about it. So if you don't want to be pushed, encouraged, or motivated, I promise you, I'm not the person, that operates in stagnation. And it's so funny. I was just asked by a young lady to be her mentor, and I was like, I think you should pray on that. And it wasn't a cliche thing. It's for one to ensure that we're in alignment, but two, this if because I have mentors, right? And so if you want me to be your mentor, that means you've given me access to what it is that God is calling you to do to push you toward that. And for those that know me, my sister used to get on me all the time and see, because I didn't have a little wisdom with it, but now I got some wisdom with it. It is what it is, right? It's like we're moving forward, we're doing this, we're moving in this direction, and that's what it is. And let me tell you something. This is exactly why having high-level conversations matter. This is exactly why you have to be willing to surround yourself with people to where you're speaking a constant language. Honestly, my top 3 conversations every day is usually centered around God, family, entrepreneurship, and then some social advocacy, because y'all know when something happens, I'll be about that whole life. That's my calling, you know. Proverbs 31:8-9. It's my calling. I accept it, you know. But not a but. And to that, it's. But let me say it like this. Here we go. Many of us are at stagnated places because we've been having stagnated conversations. We've been afraid to center ourselves with people to where when you say, hey, I think I want to build a 5-story business and produce like flying shoes. Again, I told you I'm that person that's going to be like, child, are you going to do a size 11 and 12? Because me and my girls are tall and we have big feet. I'm the pusher, right? But low-level conversations and with low-level people say, girl, that idea is just crazy. Nobody wants that, right? But people are projecting their own low limitations and insecurities and self-doubt about their own selves and believe since you all hang together so much, we're one and the same. I'm going to encourage you today that it's time for you to hush. That it's time for you to hush. And I'm not talking about, well, it is twofold. I'm talking about, one, stop telling your gallon-sized dreams to pint-sized people. And not saying that they're lower than you, but their mindset has not caught up to the greatness that God has for them. So for your sake right now, you're at a higher level of thinking, and you keep trying and when I say y'all, I'm not telling you something that I know. No, I am telling you something I know. I'm not telling you something that I heard about. I'm telling you something that I know. For me, let's just take it to the Bible. If you all recall the story of Joseph. And Joseph had dreams and he had visions of what God was going to do in his life. He knew that he was called to elevation. Didn't know how, but he had the dreams. But he landed in situations because of the immaturity in how to handle the dream. It wasn't even high-level conversations then. He needed to hush. And I'm encouraging you today that how we engage in so many low-level conversations, because we keep getting mad at people who cannot handle our capacity right now. And so we began the conversations of self-doubt, or we believe that we're only stuck, or we look around and believe we have to live in certain neighborhoods and we have to live in accept certain jobs, and that we have to be in certain spaces, right? It's like, no, I probably shouldn't say that. So it's like when you walk into a dentist's office, that there's an expectation that only the dentists are male, right, and all the other wonderful assistants are female, and that to do, but if you see a guy, you're like, oh, it's one of those things to where you begin to accept yourself in certain spaces, right? Because you've agreed to low level conversations. But what God is calling us, and always called us to, right? It's not even a new call. It's before the foundation of the world, I ordained you to do this. Everybody has an assignment. My assignment is very different. It's more out. I get it. But everyone has an assignment. And until we become courageous enough to have high level conversations first within ourselves and with God, right? To affirm those things He has for us. Because I know a lot of people like, I need to find my purpose. It's not finding your purpose. And I get the terminology because I've said it before. But the wisdom is knowing that it is alignment with your purpose. God is not in heaven twiddling His thumbs, right? And my old pastor used to say that so much. Like, God is not in heaven twiddling His thumbs and trying to figure out what He wants to do with you when you were born. Before the foundation of the world, before, y'all know what Jeremiah says, before I placed you in your mother's womb, I already knew you. But how do we move from these low-level conversations? It's the first part of the message of this life, that it's time to hush. How many of us, if we want to be honest with ourselves, have asked God to even make anew and help us to have higher level kingdom conversations in every area, right? It's not a break in high level thinking. It's not a day off. It's not when we get with a certain group of people. It's not, it's not a put on. It's everywhere that I walk, because I have high level thinking about who God has made me, because I believe in that. Everything that comes from my mouth is high level, even if you don't agree with it. Because here is the thing about it. When God created me, He had a conversation in heaven, but I don't believe He had a conversation with anyone else in the earth and said, hey, you also have co-author rights on her life. So here's your pen. You also write what you want her to do. And so since I know that, and since I firmly believe that no one else has a final say in this earth about my life, you may not agree with what I have to say, and then I don't even have to respond to it. I'm learning. A big asterisk. Learning. A huge asterisk. Because I'm asking God to refine my conversation. A big asterisk, right? I just want to say that so y'all can remember that, just in case. No, but seriously, I am learning that just because someone says something to me, I don't have to respond to everything. Learning, capital L-ing, right? Right? Yeah, I'm learning. But I have to, again, because I am moving and purposing to have high level conversations. High level conversations. I'm just willing now to look at people real dumb. I used to be with my words, but now I'm just going, and then I'm 6 feet tall. So I'll probably just do a complete, like, from head to toe, right? But seriously, I want you all to seriously consider joining this challenge. That it's time for us to hush. No more careless conversations. No more low-level conversations. If people And in fact, you can ask them this. You can right now text the top 5 people in your life and ask them if there is some gossip that was going on right now about other people's lives, right? That, and I'm talking about y'all are going, it's one thing to share information, like, if someone, was in a wreck and like, oh, did you hear? It's one thing, right? Passing of information. It's another thing to, y'all know these conversations. Girl, did you hear? Ask them, are you in the top 5? Are you the first person they want to share and talk about somebody with? That'll cut you deep. Or you can ask them this. Oh, this is probably a good challenge too. That's it. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So Thrive Tribe, get ready for this challenge tomorrow. Go ahead and get ready for it. If someone had to come to you to hold a conversation, what are the top 3 things that they believe y'all will talk about? That's so good. God just gave me that. So that's him. It's not for me. So I want you to text that to a few people. Ask them, if we were to have a conversation, what would be the top 3 things that I would be talking to you about? That lets you know right now your conversations, whether we're at high level, low level. And when you get the information, if it's in the positive, right? Thank God for that. Don't rest in that. And like, Lord, continue to refine my heart, so that, because the Bible tells us that from the heart and out of the heart flows the issues of life, right? So out of it's where we started with our heart, where we think about things, and then that forms our conversation. So continue to ask God to refine, so that our heart is pure, so that what we say, right, our conversations add value, edify, uplift, or bring solutions to things. I'm a solution bearer. I can walk into a room if there is a problem, not my power, but because I've submitted my heart and my mouth to God, I pray to be solutions. There is not, I literally know I can walk into a room right now with the president in a room full of world leaders, and if there is an issue, because I've submitted my heart and my mind and asked for God's wisdom every day, I just have that confidence that, like, okay, she got it. Listen to her. High level conversations, high level thinking. So if you receive some news, right, and they say the first thing we're going to talk about is like, what happened, at the job or something. If that's the news and it's in the negative, sit with that for a moment. Just sit with it. Therefore, there is no condemnation. I don't want you to beat yourself up from that you don't learn from this and say, hey, as of this day, I choose to submit my heart and my mouth so that I can watch my words, that my words are seasoned with grace. And even if you have to be honest with the person and say, hey, I need you to make me accountable. Don't bring that information to me. I won't bring that information to you. Can we just start changing our conversation? Can we start talking about our dreams? Or would you like to start sharing, things about your family? How can I help you? How can I support you? Don't even get mad, right? Because it's their truth and you asked. And God loves those who he chastens. And I promise you, I had to sit here and have this same conversation. And y'all know I believe in shared success. Most of you women who are with me know that I believe in shared success and shared discipline. So y'all know a lot of these challenges come from what God is dealing with me, and I pass it along. I'm like, I'm not going through this chastisement by myself. Y'all know how it is when we were younger. If one child got in trouble, you look like, what y'all do this for? Like, y'all, my mama's probably on here. Y'all know Curly, how Curly acts. But it definitely was a y'all, and especially being the eldest, Right? And so it's time to hush. And this no careless conversations challenge this month that we're going through with the Thrive Tribe, it's because it has to hit me too. God has been dealing with me on some things. You all know my passion. Most of you know my passion in my heart for community, for social justice. But this is what God has been dealing with me with. Can I say that? Dealing with me on. Yeah. I cannot dislike. I cannot keep putting my mouth on people whom I wish to serve. One day, I will be an elected official. One day, my high-level conversation, I already know. One day, there is no system. There's nothing that will stop it. Whenever God releases me, and it's that time, that will be the day. And God has been dealing with me on, because y'all know how I can't get without the refinement. It's okay to have the passion, but I can admit that the wisdom and how I said things wasn't always right. I can admit that now. I can accept that. I mean, people have been trying to tell me that for the past 2.5, 3 years. And I'm just like, you know what? You don't understand me. This is my life. This is what I'm called to do. You just don't want to say it, right? But no. So I didn't handle that right. But I'm handling it better now. And because I desire to serve everyone in the position, no matter if when people vote for me or if they do not vote for me, I want to serve people until people who may not even support me can see my heart. And in order to get to these spaces, we have to begin to do the assessment and do the inner work, and then be willing to say, I have to change my conversation. I have to change my conversation. Not, manipulate or be scared to speak out on things, because I'm still going to advocate, and I am still going to push initiatives, right? But I want the messages to be so welcoming that even people that like, you know what, I would never elect a tall woman, or people that may say, I don't think I like people with tall hair, with long hair, or if we get down to the realness, right? Then I don't think I can ever elect a black person, or a black woman, or a woman, or a woman that has all them kids. But I want my words to be so seasoned with grace, and that you hear the wisdom and passion, that my conversations are so high that they are inclusive. So you have an area to which you are in and you are called to. How is your conversation? Are you attracting people, or are you pushing them away? It's beyond politics, right? It's at your job. Are you a team leader and you're just worried about getting results? And so you talk to people any type of way because you're the boss? I want you to know there's a difference between being a boss and being a leader. And you know really what it comes down to with that? High level and low level conversations. Low level conversations are always trying to tell people that you're the boss. Low level. High level conversations will walk with people. High level conversations will say, hey, we need to meet this goal. We haven't been meeting it. Let's talk about it. How can I help you? Do I need to be here on the floor with you? What's going on in your life? Those are high level conversations. So it's time for us to hush to this low level. It's time for us to hush to careless conversations. And I really do want you all to text people. What will we talk about? When you and I get on the phone, what will our conversation be? And I'm not trying to get you to, be, so mundane or just so boring, right? I'm not doing that, because y'all know me. I love to laugh. I'm a pretty good roaster. Most people don't know that. Like, I had to learn how to roast because I was 6 feet tall in school and like 35, 40 pounds. They used to call me olive oil. So I'm not going to relive that. I've let that go. So I learned how to talk about people really well. I learned how to combine my intelligence. But even then, right? So, I'm not saying that you can't have fun. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if we can get to where more of our conversation, if we have a continuum of high level conversations and high level thinking, right? How much better? How much better things will be in all areas, with your children. All of these statements about it pains me when I talk to kids and they've heard this statement that, like, people say, well, I'm just going to be just like my daddy. Or you just like your folks. What does that mean? Especially if you're pointing out the negatives in them, right? Sure, I have 5 children. I see some of the holistic character of my mother's side, me, right, and my husband and his side in them. There's some things I love, and there's some things that we have to correct, right? Because it's like, okay, you leaning in just a little bit too much to this right here. But how do we even address that with our children? We frame their worlds right now by the words we speak over them. They don't deserve low-level conversations. They are fearfully and wonderfully made. And any of the correcting that needs to be done for their action. And then, right, we affirm them. I have one child, she's fearless. Fearless. I mean, right now, if you dare her to jump off a roof, and she got a cousin that'll jump with her. My sister's son, they're best friends. They're cousins and they're best friends. And they're fearless. That's the word. They are, you have to be creative and discipline them, because your frustration or chastisement, like, I do believe in spankings and all that good stuff, and so yes, and it doesn't too much faze them. You have to be very creative, but when they do get in trouble, one of the things my sister and I both do well, and my mom, I can attribute that to her just raising us up in the ways of the Lord. And what we do very well is to know that they're going to be entrepreneurs. They're going to have a savviness to them, because they are not afraid to take risk. And they will get the results, because they have such a tenacity. Right now, it has to be molded. Extremely molded. It has to be potters, like, it has to be super molded. But I affirm them, and I tell my daughter, I want you to use that tenacity. I want you to do that fearlessness for the right things, because you're going to help millions of people. The dreams that she has, I know she's going to accomplish them, because she doesn't quit. You see her on the basketball floor, the baddest player out there. She doesn't quit, right? But we got to mold it. And so those are high-level conversations that we even need to have with our children. That when you see a child that has some can cause some trouble in some areas right now, the folly of them, right? But just pay attention to them, because it's really probably an indication of a gift that they have, and it just needs some correcting. So even with our families, high level conversations all around. You're going to mess up sometimes. I get it. I will. I have. But I thank God, because I've asked for that wisdom. There's an immediate correction. Or my heart is open to it, even if it's like a couple of days, like, yeah, I kind of messed that up. But my heart is open to it. So, no careless conversation. If you want to join, and if you want to take part of this challenge, again, it's with the Thrive Tribe. I'm going to put this in here again. I think I put it up. But, yes, this December flyer is still up there. But we're in January. And we are in the no careless conversations. We're hushing to the negative. No low-level conversations challenge. To where we are intentionally speaking high of ourselves, of our families, of our careers. I know that we live in spaces, and I even had to have a high-level conversation about just my business and everything. Let me tell you something. I know we live in worlds, and this world is not perfect. The United States is not perfect. But my high-level conversation, there is no system that will, even if weapons form, they will not prosper. Even in this country where it's weapons of, oppression and patriarchy and racism, they may form, but they will not prosper. There is nothing that I will not get to do in my life because of man. That just is what it is. I may have to gear up, and we may have to, there's some, roll up my sleeves and like, okay, let's do this, right? And fight for what I want, and I will. I definitely will. God has really given me such a courageousness, that there is no system. There is nothing that can stop me. Nothing. I believe that. I don't care, because I'm in the South. I will bloom where I am planted. And that's a high level conversation I had to get to. Because I was thinking, like, do I need to be somewhere in Washington, D.C.? I mean, one day, for sure. One day. But I know my season with my kids. But one day I will be at the White House doing something. But until then, I am called to serve here. And what God has ordained for me, it will happen. Period. That's just it. So, it's 10 o'clock. My husband looking like I'm ready to go to bed. Hi, my love. You want to say hey to the people?
Hey.
All right. My creaky door was the sound that it's past 10. So it's time to wrap it up. So, again, ShanquettaCunningham.com/thrive. Join the challenge. Just join the challenge. It's a subscription based. It's $1.99 a month. Like, very low level. I can't even do the calculation if you divide that up by 31 days in a month. It's really just supporting me to have a pro account for Zoom. But it's just a seed, and it's a start. It really is. It's a great start. Thank you, Holy Spirit. It's a great start. Despise not humble beginnings. You see that? I had to have my own correction right there. High level conversation. High level conversation. It's a great start. And my goal by the end of this year is to have 500 women in the Thrive Tribe. 500 women strong that are striving to thrive in faith, family, and purpose. And we're going to do that, taking it one day at a time, correcting some things, right? Refining our habits, increasing our territory to do better, to love better, to speak better, and accepting that when we mess up, case in point, that our hearts are open to immediate correction, that we hear clearly, and that we obey quickly. And we just keep moving forward. So if you want to join the Thrive Tribe, and if you want to take part in that, and every fourth Friday we have a meetup, we talk about the challenge, and honestly, it's for an hour, and we laugh, and we cry, and we support one another, and it's via Zoom. I invite you to join, sis. And no, I still have carries, and I'm still consulting. And even though everything that I do is ministry, because I've recognized that, being a consultant to nonprofits and communities and businesses, there's also an element of evangelizing in that space, right? And the gift of administration. And so I use that in that aspect. And this aspect is speaking to women. Yes, women. Exclusive to women. And for all women, right? This is not like limited on race or anything. It's for all women who wants to connect with women, who fervently discusses God. No ifs, ands, or buts. Unapologetic about that. Don't tailor conversations. We flow with the Spirit. And that's a non-negotiable on that. And every month we're taking subjects to thrive. And we're thriving right now in our conversations. That's what we're thriving at on this month. So join the Thrive Tribe, y'all. ShanquettaCunningham.com/thrive. Join the Thrive Tribe. Let's take this journey together. And other than that, I think that's all. I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to talk with me tonight. And thank you to my sis and my mom that was on. Hi, Miss. My Sora was on, Miss Satora, and my mentor on. So let me tell y'all something. I have a new mentor in my life. It's a God mentor. Our first meeting, she got me all the way together. Hey, Miss Natasha. I pray to God, high level conversations. I pray to God that God would send me a woman that could walk with me in my life, that understood my assignment. Everyone don't understand my assignment. That I'm called in the home. Yes, I have 5 children and a husband and a dog. Our turtle just died, Cloud. He's gone back to the circle of life. And an entrepreneur, and do ministry things. But not everyone can speak to me who understands that. But I pray, and I have her. So that's Miss Natasha. And she just launched her business. Well, she's been doing the work, but she has officially launched. So you all go check her out to where she specializes in helping you understand how your personality helps you in your life, and what you how you operate in your job and your business with people. And okay.
I didn't understand that.
Who is it? Oh my word. So y'all go check her out if y'all interested in that. And thank you to everyone that came. Hi, Miss Felicia. Hey, Miss Megan. And I can't see other people. What is the thing here? And Miss McCain and Lauren and Miss Audra and Sandra and my cousin Perry and Courtney and Daphne Jones. Oh, Sis Jones. Oh, Bree. My Bree. Jason. Yeah. I'm trying. Sharon, Aaron. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it for you all coming on here. Share the video with someone that you think could benefit. And also, if you want to join the challenge, come on, sis. You can subscribe. And then in February, if you think that January did not add value to your life, I mean, you're really looking for it to not add value, because I just don't put out anything. But in the instance, you like this is not for me or you're not ready for it, you can literally unsubscribe. And so it's like no, baby, you're not locked in or anything. So join us this month. Get ready for tomorrow's challenge because I already kind of gave you a little hint. Remember, we are asking people if we had to have conversations, if you had to have conversations with them, what would be the top 3 things that you speak about? Remember that. Alrighty. Let me go ahead and be in order because my husband's getting ready to go to sleep. You all have a great, great, great night. And I will talk with you later. Bye bye.